In New York, Donald Trump briefly testified yesterday in his civil defamation trial. A jury will soon decide what damages, if any, he must pay writer Carroll. And in between court appearances and campaign stops, the former president appears to be trying to kill a potential bipartisan border security deal in the Senate. So for more on all of this, I want to bring in Chief Election and Campaign Correspondent Robert Costa. All right, so Robert, we're going to start with Trump's court appearance yesterday. He testified, I think, for about 4 minutes, was admonished by the judge twice in that testimony. So we know why he shows up in court, right? It's part of his kind of campaign strategy, and it definitely has been a boost for him in these primaries, in the first two primaries at least. But I'm wondering, as he begins to look more and more like the GOP candidate, and his campaign has to pivot to a national election, is there concern that these courtroom shenanigans will ultimately backfire? I mean, he's comparing himself to Al Capone in his most recent speech after New Hampshire.
He is, and it's great to be with you this morning. It's evident that inside the Trump campaign and in the wider orbit around former President Trump, there's a belief that these appearances in court do stoke the grievances of his supporters in places like Iowa and New Hampshire, where he was able to win in recent weeks. At the same time, you hinted at possible concerns down the line should he continue to appear in all of these different court cases across the country. And those concerns are among Republicans nationally. Some of them look at the polls. They look at how many Americans are weary of Trump and his legal challenges, especially on January 6th. And they wonder, could this be a drag on Republicans? Should they be running for House and Senate and governor later this year and have to answer questions about Carroll and her defamation case, or about January 6th once again, or about hush money payments to a porn star? That trial scheduled to begin in New York in just a few months, or in Georgia, where Trump's again facing another January 6th related case. And it takes Republicans away from the issues they often want to be talking about, like the economy and the border.
Switching a little bit, one of the other things that he said in a recent speech was that he threatened donors to Nikki Haley, basically saying you're going to be banned from the MAGA camp if you donate. I mean, does that have any impact at all? I imagine he wouldn't be turning down money later on if it was coming his way.
Well, that is so true about American politics. They usually take anything as long as it's above the board and on the level. Sometimes not. That, of course, is often prosecuted. But when it comes to money, former Trump ambassador Nikki Haley, her campaign has claimed in the last 24 hours that since the New Hampshire primary, she has raised more than $2.5 million. So that shows she's increasingly competitive on the financial front, should those numbers bear out once we see the formal financial reports. And we're also looking at her super PAC, those allied groups on the outside who are helping her. It looks like they might have tens of millions of dollars to spend, not only in South Carolina and its primary, but in those Super Tuesday states in early March. She has some fundraisers scheduled in New York City, Florida, and California in the coming weeks. Those will be really important for us to watch, to see, does she have not just the money she's collected in the last few days, but does she have real money? We're talking 20, 30, 40, $50 million to ramp up a national campaign.
Before we let you go, really quickly, what's this business about Donald Trump meddling in the negotiations to hammer out some new immigration policy?
It's going to complicate everything quickly. House Republicans are mostly with former President Trump. They don't want this kind of border deal emerging from Senate Republicans and Senate Democrats. And if House Republicans hold the line with Trump, it's hard to see how it ever becomes law.
All right, Bob, thank you very much.